Acho smiling because I'm crying. You okay?
I laugh at your pain.
You laugh at my pain? Yeah, you should. You were like 6 years old when it happened. Shut up. Let's get it started right now. Let's do a show in Tampa with the Bucks. They'll be making their first playoff appearance since 2007 when they face Washington on the road tomorrow. Tom Brady will be playing in his NFL record 42nd playoff game, but his first as a Buck. While Bruce Arians has a 1-2 postseason record as a head coach on his resume. So, Acho, who's under more pressure tomorrow? Bruce Arians or Tom the GOAT Brady?
This is an easy one. I appreciate this warm-up show question that you just threw me. Tom Brady's clearly under more pressure. I got 3 reasons why, and every reason has a layer. He's under more pressure because he's accomplished more. Tom Brady's under more pressure because Tom Brady has more to lose. And lastly, he's under more pressure because he is the face of the Bucs operation. When you think about Bruce Arians, Marcellus, the first thing that comes to mind, at least for me,
Kango.
No. But the off-the-field things that he has done. For example, Bruce Arians overcome a cancer scare. Bruce Arians, as far as a forthright leader in women's rights, and because remember the assistant coach?
This is one of the first things you think about Bruce Arians?
I think about
not risk it, the biscuit, and all that?
But my brother played for BA.
Oh, you know.
So I know behind the scenes. I know like every Friday he lets family and friends come to practice.
Every coach does, but go ahead.
Not mine.
Okay, and your old coach, Chip Kelly, we had no families in practice. You ain't lying. Okay, we was by ourselves. Chip ain't playing.
So when you think about BA, you're like, okay, he went to the playoffs as a head coach 3 times, but he's lost twice. I don't think about the accolades. When I think about Tom Brady,
I get you.
all I think about is the accolades. Like when you think about Tom Brady, yeah, you sprinkle in there that he's married to Giselle, which for anybody else would be like a huge ordeal.
That is not a sprinkle.
That's a huge...
Yes, more sprinkles.
If I'm married to Giselle, that's all you talking about.
Hell yeah.
Giselle.
My name is Giselle then. If I'm married to Giselle, I change my first name.
And Mrs. Giselle.
Yes.
But when it's Tom Brady, no, you think about the fact of 9 Super Bowl appearances, 6 Super Bowl wins. He has more, therefore he has more to lose. When I think about Tom Brady, he got more on the line. That's why Tom Brady's under more pressure tomorrow.
I'm listening.
The other reason Tom Brady's under more pressure tomorrow is because Tom Brady, he's just done a lot more. They're kind of intertwined.
Yeah,
he got more to lose, but he's just done a lot more. It's a little bit of the same, but the reason I say it's different is because I got a full screen for you. See, I borrow from you at times, then at times I just straight steal.
Okay, same thing.
Yesterday you had a great full screen. You compared a player to the rest of an entire roster. I said, ooh, that was good, Marcellus. So I'm going to borrow it.
Thank you.
How about Tom Brady compared to the rest of the Bucs roster as far as their playoff experience? Look at this. Tom Brady has 41 playoff games, the rest of the Bucs roster. 69. Tom Brady, 30 playoff wins, the rest of the Bucs roster. 39. Tom Brady, 13 conference appearances, the rest of the Bucs roster. 15. I'm not going to read it for y'all. Y'all college or high school educated. Y'all can read it.
GED.
Y'all can read the rest for yourself. But when I think about it, bro, you brought Tom Brady here for this moment. That's a cliffhanger for my next lap. But just know, Tom Brady's under more pressure because he has more to lose.
I love a Friday take from Acho. You know, as Coach used to say, get your mind out the parking lot. You have 1 foot out the door already because it's the weekend. I get it. Because that take was, your first and second layer was the same. You just wanted to talk longer. And then, then your third layer is my full screen that I used yesterday, Big Ben versus the Browns. Now you're going to use the intra instead of inter where it has this most impact. I digress. It's on Bruce Arians. Stop this, Acho. I'll give you one line and one line only. Please. Pressure is always on you to make it versus the made man. Think about it. To make it is more pressure. We've been in this position before. You ain't got to think that hard. Let's go back to when we were in college. And everybody was like, Acho, you killing it at Texas, even though y'all record, sorry. Acho a beast. Acho go get drafted, right? And then you talk to your boys in the league. So you went to UT. So you have a huge fraternity of brothers already in the league. I went to Columbia. Guess who I called? Myself. I was like, hey, Marcellus, how the NFL look? Oh, it look good from here. So the point is, you have to make it. That's pressure versus somebody, even if he's struggling in that role. That's a guy who's like, okay. All right. So now let's equate this to Brady and Bruce Arians. Brady is sitting there like, I'm a made man. I already made it. Even in failure, it's a success. I told you before. He's won 6 Super Bowl rings in 20 seasons. We're not going to count this one. 20 seasons. That's 14 if we're going pass, fail. a failure according to Acho. He has a mattress to lie on, full of feathers, full of success and failure. What does Bruce Arians have to lie on in case this goes wrong? Nothing. He's 1-2 as a head coach. We already talked about it. Oh, no. As an assistant coach, though, he won a couple rings. Yeah. How does it feel to be like a guy who's a head coach now saying, yeah, you know what? I won a Super Bowl as a wide receiver coach. Yeah, I sure did. That was good. And then another time I was an offensive coordinator, moving on up, but I still didn't do it when I was the man. So I'm looking at Bruce Arians, who has to make this transition. And his success has to have a translation to greatness. Pressure's on him. Tom Brady's been here and done all that.
I don't mind your take. It's a little confusing.
Oh,
I don't mind it. I saved my best take for my second and third last Marcellus. I just had to warm everybody up.
Right.
The real issue, and fans all get this most simply, coaches get to hide behind the mask. Literally, the COVID, and figuratively. Marcellus, I'll start with the Browns. When the Browns lost to the Jets just a few weeks ago, you came on this air and you said Baker Mayfield was terrible. Baker Mayfield turned the ball over, completion percentage awful. Baker Mayfield was terrible.
3 fumbles.
Now, if you really took the time to watch the game, or if you didn't have a personal vendetta against Baker Mayfield, what you would have said is, why in the world did Kevin Stefanski allow Baker Mayfield to throw the ball 53 times? That's the biggest contributing factor to the loss. Okay, you don't want to talk about Baker, let's talk about Tom, who we both have an affinity for as far as his talent. Tom Brady, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, worst completion percentage of the season at 57% when they played against the Saints. The Bucs lost 38-3. Oh, God, that was terrible. Now, on face value, the headlines read, Tom Brady, is it over for Tom in Tampa? But you really think about it, Bruce Arians, why did you only run the ball 5 times, including one kneel down, so 4 times? See, there's more pressure on Tom Brady because Tom Brady will get blamed if and when the Bucs lose. We're not going to sit there and say, Bruce Arians called the worst game ever. No, Sal. We're going to go up there and we're going to put pressure on Tom Brady. What do they say, Marcellus Wiley?
Who are they?
Everybody with common sense. They say this. To whom much is given, much is required.
I like that.
To whom much is given, much is required. Tom Brady has been given more, $50 million contract. Tom Brady has been given more. You get to call the plays. You hand-select the plays, Bruce Arians said. Tom Brady has been given more. He hand-selected the players, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski. To whom much is given, much is required. That's in football, that's in life. Tom Brady's been given more is required of him, more pressure.
He's been given more, and he's given more than any other player who's ever put on the cleats at the NFL level. I'm going to say this again, because I don't think you really appreciate this.
Say it.
He's the most decorated NFL player ever. Guess what that means? Equity. Guess what that means? Even if my house fluctuates in value, it's still worth more than yours, bruh. Bruce Arians, worth more than yours. You need to get on up. Get your value up. As Too Short said one time, when you talk about money, buy you some. How can you buy you some money? That was a deep line right there. Here's the thing. You blaming Kevin Stefanski in games. You do too many pass attempts. You put Baker in harm's way. Baker lost that game in fumbling. That wasn't pass attempts that lost that game. I digress. Let's talk about this situation and look at what Tom Brady is looking at. If Tom Brady performs well and they lose, who's the pressure on? Who are they going to blame? They're not going to blame Tom Brady. If he balls out and they still lose this game, you know why? Because there's a difference between performance and outcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Talk about that. We talk about that.
Tom Brady will be saved by his performance. But Bruce Arians will only be saved by the outcome. And so far as a head coach, the outcomes for Bruce Arians have not been as successful as Tom Brady. Is that true? So guess what? If you're Bruce Arians, you're sitting there like, I at least got to close the gap between me being a guy with a GOAT on his roster and a GOAT roster. I have to close the gap because everyone's going to know. Wait a minute, Tom Brady wins Super Bowls. Oh, when he had Bill Belichick. Oh, Tom Brady now loses a playoff game because of Bruce Arians. Maybe Bruce Arians should be a little more buttoned up. Maybe Tom Brady should have stayed in New England and helped that situation. All of that is going to put pressure on Bruce Arians, who knows he has a gap to close.
I'm not going to let you steal my take and get away with it.
And he would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for those mangy kids. Shout out Scooby-Doo.
I'm the one who says we judge by outcome, not action.
I didn't say that. Marcellus says performance versus outcome, and Emmanuel bites it.
All you did was change a word, performance.
Oh, my God, Webster. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was still
Here's my point, because what you said was very wise because you took it from me. You're exactly right.